And just like that, all I breathe, all I feel.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I know I've been gone for a smidgen of time. Hopefully you all didn't miss me too much. But I am back. I kind of tried to get my life together before I kind of came back for the rest of the year. So today's video is going to be a Valentine's Day makeup look. This look is inspired by Valentine's Day. So in the video, I'm pretty much using one palette, and that eyeshadow palette is the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette. I also did use one color that's a little bit different. I'll explain more in the tutorial why I used a different color, but for the most part, it's a drugstore color, so if you do end up wanting to pick this up, it's not too pricey. Anyways, without further ado, let's get on to the video. So starting off, I'm going to go ahead and take my Naked 3 palette by Urban Decay, and I'm going to go ahead and take this color right here called Strange, and I'm going to go ahead and apply that to my brow bone and all the way down to my crease. This color is just going to help blend like the smokiness a little bit later on, so that's why I'm like applying this all the way down. Of course you don't have to, but I just find it's a little bit easier. And also I did apply the Photo Focus eyeshadow primer before. The next color I'm going to add is the L'Oreal Infallible eyeshadow. This is in the color 756 Always Pearly Pink. It's just like a really light baby pink. And let me just say, it looks a little scary in the actual pot. But it turns a little bit more neutral, if that makes sense. It's not going to look like you have like pink eye. You could also go ahead and use like this color right here called Dust. I just find that this isn't sparkly enough for me, and it's very powdery. Like, I'll show you a swatch of that real quick, but it's very patchy and it has really chunky glitter, so I don't know if that's just my palette or if that's all of the Naked 3s. If it is, I just recommend to go pick up this L'Oreal color because it's actually pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and first apply it with my finger. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to tell the color difference on like both eyelids. Like over here it's a little bit more purplish pinkish, and on this side it's a little bit more like a neutral pink for some reason. All I did was I'm taking my Luxie 211 concealer brush. I actually like to use this for applying any kind of like glittery pigments or just any like shimmery shadow. It's really good for applying that. And then I'm going to take the Wet n Wild Photo Focus setting spray, and I'm just going to apply like 2 pumps of that onto my brush. You could also use water. I just like to use a setting spray. And then I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of rub the edge of this shadow. And then I'm just going to place this color all over my lid. Just like that. And then I'll take again the original brush I was using and just kind of blend that color in with my crease. Next, I'm going to be taking the color called Limit. It is right here. Right here. I'm going to be taking the color called Limit, and I'm just going to go ahead and apply this color onto my crease. This is just going to work as a really good transition color. And I really like this shadow because it's like a pinky tone, but it still has that slight mauve undertone, so it's not super pink, but it's not like not pink enough, if that makes any sense. And I just kind of really work that in. Again, it's just going to help blend the colors out a lot better. Next, I'm going to take the color called Nooner, which is actually one of my favorite colors out of this palette. I think it really complements the pink tones. So if you're going for a more subtle look, I think you could probably just leave it like this and just like apply lashes and all that stuff. But again, I'm going to take it a step further, and I'm going to be taking, this is the Luxie 231 small tapered blending brush, which is good for just having really good control and precision in the crease. I'm going to go ahead and take this color down here called Black Heart, and I'm going to kind of tap some color into it a couple times. And I'm just starting with a little bit of color at a time, that way you can intensify it as you go on. I'm going to start by just placing this color in my outer crease and just kind of blending it out a little bit, trying not to get too crazy with it because it's very easy to get crazy with dark colors. If it's starting to look a little harsh, I like to take some more of that Limit color because it's just such a good transition shade that if you put it over top of anything, it's just going to help it blend out a lot more. Like as you can see, just by putting that over those harsh lines, it just really softened it all up. And also once I'm done, I always like to go over the same like eyeshadow color that we put all over our lid. So again, wet the brush and just apply more of this eyeshadow. For the face, to prime it, I am going to be using MAC's Prep and Prime. I'm just going to apply that to areas that tend to get oily. I usually like to do my forehead, right here where my cheeks are, where I have bigger pores, and then on my nose, and a little bit on my chin. For foundation, I'm taking the Urban Decay Naked Skin. This is their Weightless Ultra Definition Liquid Makeup. I'm new to this and so far I've been liking it. The color is actually very close to my skin tone. I mean, like I have to bronze it a little bit, but the next shade is like slightly too dark. So I'm gonna go ahead and take, this is a Royal and Langnickel flat top foundation brush. I'm gonna apply like a pump and a half, maybe like a pump and a half, and then just kind of spread this out throughout my face. You see this little area right here, I have a pimple there. Let's just ignore that little dry patch. For concealer, I'm taking the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is in the color Fair, and it's just gonna really brighten up my under eyes. You will see, it really does. I literally take like 3 dots on both eyes, and that's usually enough, and maybe like one down here if I'm trying to overdo it a little bit. And what I do is I blend it out. I like to use the same brush I use for my foundation. And then I take New York Color Smooth Skin Loose Face Powder in the color Translucent. And then I take the e.l.f. brush and just bake everything. Next, I'm going to apply some of this Rimmel Stay Matte Long Lasting Pressed Powder. This is also in the shade Translucent. For bronzer, I'm going to go in with my Physicians Formula Bronze Booster, which is an oldie but a goodie. I haven't used this in a while. I'm also kind of using the bronzer as like a blush. I kind of don't want to add any blush because I feel like if I apply a blush that isn't in the same tone as what's on the eyes, it's just gonna kind of look funky. So I'm just kind of using this bronzer as a little bit of a blush. I'm gonna go ahead and apply some mascaras. I kind of go in order, so I use the New York Color Big Angel Lash, then I use the L'Oreal Voluminous Million Lashes, and then lastly I use the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black. Now I'm just going to go ahead and spray some of the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. So for lips, I ended up deciding to go with Candy K. I tried a couple different like combinations, but I think I like how this dark one looks the most so far. Now that I put the lipstick on, I'm kind of reconsidering the blush. So this is Wet n Wild's Mellow Wine. As you can see, there's not much left, but this is definitely one of my favorite blushes. I'm going to take a tiny bit of my Mary Luminizer and apply this to my inner corners. So thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you guys have any questions on any of the products I used or anything like that, go ahead and leave me a comment down below. Also let me know what kind of looks you guys would like to see. And don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I make videos every once in a while, so if you guys like this video, hit that subscribe button down below. And yeah, I will see you all next time because I have a date with the vacuum downstairs. I have to go vacuum. And yeah, I will see you all later. Bye guys. If you guys blah. There, you're gonna realize that you have some on your shirt and there's like heck of powder on your shirt. I can't believe how much it turns me on just to be your man. That's a terrible heart.
Beauty for a day is better than, you know, a pimple for 5.
That widow's peak though.
And first we're going to start off with our foundation.
You're making me crease my face.